Governor Greg Abbott is one of the most visible people in the state of Texas. You know his politics and you know his policies.
You may not know as much about his faith and how important religion is to the Abbott family. Tonight, as part of our special series, Beyond Belief, Faith in Texas, political reporter Julie Fine spoke with the governor about how faith shaped who he is and how it got him through the accident that left him paralyzed.
There is the Governor Abbott you often see.
The state of Texas is strong.
And Greg Abbott, the man you often don't. The man his family knows. A scholar, an athlete, and a law school graduate ready to begin his career in Texas.
One moment I was walking and running and doing everything I had done my entire life. The next moment, literally, I would no longer be able to walk, but I didn't know if I'd be able to work. I didn't know if I'd be able to do anything in life.
The governor is talking about the doubt and fear he felt after a horrible accident.
All you think about is survival, living the next moment.
You may know the story. The governor has talked about being hit by an oak tree while jogging in 1984. He was paralyzed, but what you may not know is how he found the strength to get through it.
Do you think it was the faith that pulled you through it?
Without a doubt. I would not have been able to overcome my accident without my faith in God and with a terrific spouse.
His wife helped ground his faith. Religion had always been there. Abbott's grandfather was a Christian pastor. But in his teens, the governor candidly says he drifted away until college when he met Cecilia Phelan.
And she and I started attending church every Sunday.
Those Sunday night services turned into something more. The Abbotts married in 1981. And he converted to Catholicism. But just 3 years into the marriage, the Abbotts faced the accident that reshaped their lives.
My faith was tested, and I questioned why something like this would happen. But then I quickly felt the guidance of God and the realization that God has a different pathway for us than what we may think, and that we cannot be locked into a certain pathway. We need to listen to God's guidance. And through each step in my recovery process after my accident, I grew closer and closer to God. And since then, the relationship has even been stronger and better than before the accident.
Strength he found from God helped the governor build up his own.
After my accident, I had to rebuild my strength.
He went up and down ramps in parking garages to build arm strength.
Your life hasn't really changed. What's changed is the way you get around. What hasn't changed is the core of your life. And if the core of your life is God-centered, then everything's going to work out just fine.
The emotional and physical strength the governor found propelled him to the Texas Supreme Court, onto the Attorney General's office, and eventually the governor's mansion.
I am living proof that a young man can have his life broken in half and still rise up to be the governor of this great state.
Only when you put your trust in God and something far bigger than yourself are you able to overcome that anger and realize that it doesn't matter if you can walk or not. What matters is if you can work every day to fulfill the will of God.
The governor says that putting God at the center of his life helped him once again last summer.
Whenever there's an accident, an injury, or tragedy, we always revisit our faith.
The governor was showering and couldn't feel the scalding water on his legs and feet. He suffered third-degree burns and was taken to the emergency room. That's where he learned police were under attack on the streets of Dallas.
And I told the doctors, you just got to package me up. I got to get out of here and get to Dallas. And so it was responding to God's calling to be responsive and care about others more than myself.
You've been a voice of calm.
The next day, the governor was at City Hall, addressing the deaths of 5 officers and a devastated city. The governor's bandages were hidden by orthopedic shoes and baggy pants. No one noticed.
I was there for something bigger than myself.
3 days later, the governor entered a burn center and news broke about what happened.
With the Dallas situation, it brings to mind something for me, and that is that God doesn't promise a life that is storm-free. God's promise is the guidance and support to help us through the storms that occur.
And after 35 years of marriage,
Cecilia and I go to church every Sunday. In Austin, we'll go to different churches around the area. But it's a key component of who we are.
The Abbotts continue to weather life's challenges together.
We're all challenged in life. And with me becoming a paraplegic, having suffered third-degree burns, in addition to that, going through a multitude of challenges, whatever your challenge may be, the most profound way to deal with those challenges is through connecting with God. With God as your guidepost, you'll be able to overcome any challenge that ever comes your way.
God bless you all.
Julie Fine, NBC5.